Mira lived a life that many people admired from the outside. She worked in a tall glass building where important meetings happened every day. She was young, focused, and respected for her sharp thinking. People often said she had a bright future ahead of her. Yet behind her calm smile, Mira carried a quiet weight. It was not about work or money. It was about how people looked at her husband. Adam was her husband, and he worked as a security guard. Every night, he stood for long hours wearing a simple uniform. He watched gates, checked doors, and kept silent most of the time. His job paid enough for simple needs, but it did not impress people. Adam never complained about his work. He believed honest work had its own value. Still, the world judged him without knowing him. Every morning, after finishing his night duty, Adam walked Mira to the company gate. He never entered the building with her. He always stopped near the fence and waited. Mira would wave before going inside. Adam watched until she disappeared into the crowd. To him, those few minutes mattered more than sleep. To others watching from above, it looked small and unimportant. Inside the office, whispers followed Mira wherever she went. People spoke softly when she passed. Some said she deserved better. Some said she made a poor choice in life. No one said these things to her face. They smiled politely and kept their distance. Mira noticed everything, but she chose silence. She believed respect did not need loud answers. The company CEO was a woman named Clara. She ruled the office with strict rules and sharp words. Clara believed success should be visible at first glance. Expensive clothes, powerful connections, and a strong title mattered to her. She often judged people within seconds. To her, kindness was weakness, and simplicity meant failure. She expected everyone to match her view of success. One morning, Clara arrived early and stood near the glass wall of her office. From there, she saw the entrance gate clearly. Her eyes stopped on Adam standing outside. His uniform was clean but old. His posture was straight and alert. He looked calm, not tired, despite working all night. When Mira came closer, Adam smiled softly at her. Clara's lips tightened as she watched the scene. She felt something close to disbelief. A woman like Mira, with skill and ambition, married to a guard. Clara shook her head slowly. In her mind, such choices made no sense. She turned away from the window and walked into the meeting room. Her opinion had already formed. Later that day, during a department meeting, Clara decided to speak. She leaned back in her chair and looked directly at Mira. Her voice was smooth but carried a hidden edge. She mentioned seeing Myra's husband again that morning. The room became silent. Everyone waited for Myra's reaction. Mira stayed calm and answered with respect. She said her husband walked her to the gate every day. Clara smiled slightly and said it was surprising. She spoke about life choices and social balance. A few people laughed quietly, trying to please the CEO. Mira felt her chest tighten, but she did not raise her voice. She replied that Adam worked honestly and cared deeply for his family. She said that was enough for her. Clara waved her hand as if brushing away the thought. She said success required more than effort. The meeting moved on, but the moment stayed heavy in the room. Mira focused on her notes and said nothing more. That evening, Mira returned to their small apartment. Adam had already prepared dinner. The table was neat, and the room smelled warm and familiar. Adam asked about her day in a gentle tone. Mira hesitated for a moment, but smiled and said everything was fine. Adam noticed the pause but chose not to push. They ate together quietly. Adam listened as Mira spoke about work projects. He nodded and encouraged her dreams. He never felt small next to her success. In his eyes, Myra's strength was something to protect, not compete with. When dinner ended, Adam cleaned the dishes without a word. Their life followed a calm rhythm. Late at night, after Mira fell asleep, Adam sat by the window. City lights reflected on the glass. His face looked different in the quiet darkness. He rolled up his sleeve slightly and touched an old scar. His eyes held memories he never spoke about. He slowly covered the scar again and looked away. The next week brought tension to the company. Important investors were scheduled to visit. Clara demanded perfect security. She ordered extra checks and new guards. The building became busy and loud. Everyone felt the pressure. Mistakes were not allowed during such a time. Adam was asked to assist during daytime hours. He accepted without question. He walked through the building carefully, noticing things others ignored. He watched how people moved, where they paused, and which areas felt weak. His calm focus stood out, even though he said very little. Most people did not notice him at all. One afternoon, Clara walked through the lobby with her assistant. She saw Adam standing near the entrance. She stopped and looked at him closely. She asked if he understood high-level security needs. Her tone carried doubt and pride. Adam answered politely and clearly. He said yes without hesitation. Clara laughed softly and turned away. She did not believe him. To her, guards were replaceable and simple. Adam returned to his post without showing emotion. He had faced sharper words in harder places before. This was nothing new to him. That evening, Mira apologized for Clara's behavior. Adam smiled gently and said words could not harm him. He meant it. Still, that night, Adam checked every lock again. He reviewed exits and blind spots in his mind. Old habits stayed alive for a reason. 2 days later, during a late meeting, lights suddenly went out in part of the building. Panic spread quickly. People stood up, unsure of what to do. Clara's voice rose with anger and fear. She demanded answers immediately. Before chaos could grow, Adam stepped forward. His voice was firm but calm. He guided people away from the dark area. He positioned staff correctly and controlled the movement. His actions were smooth and confident. Within minutes, order returned. When the lights came back, people whispered in surprise. Clara watched silently from a distance. Her expression changed slightly. For the first time, she felt unsure about her judgment. She asked her assistant for Adam's name later that night. At home, Mira thanked Adam for his help at work. Adam brushed it off and said he only did his duty. Mira smiled proudly. She trusted him completely. She did not know what his past truly held. She did not know how close the truth was to the surface. And far away in her office, Clara stared at the report praising Adam's actions. Doubt slowly replaced her pride. The man she looked down on no longer seemed ordinary. She did not know his past yet. But soon, she would. After the power incident, the office atmosphere slowly changed. People no longer ignored Adam the way they once did. Some employees greeted him with polite nods. Others watched him with curiosity. Adam noticed the shift but did not react. He continued his duty with the same calm focus. To him, attention meant nothing. Clara could not stop thinking about what she had seen. She replayed the moment in her mind again and again. Adam had moved with confidence and clarity. There was no panic in him at all. That kind of control was rare. Clara hated feeling unsure, especially about her own judgment. The next morning, Clara asked her assistant to collect background details about the guards. She said it casually, but her eyes were sharp. The assistant returned later with basic information. Adam's file looked ordinary on the surface. No awards, no special titles, no praise. Yet something felt missing. Clara frowned as she read the file again. The dates felt too clean. There were long gaps with no explanation. No details about earlier work history. She tapped her fingers on the desk slowly. Ordinary people did not have empty spaces like that. Her curiosity turned into suspicion. At the same time, Mira felt the pressure growing around her. Colleagues spoke more carefully near her now. Some tried to act friendly. Some asked strange questions about Adam. Mira answered politely but briefly. She did not like how suddenly everyone cared. Adam remained her private world. That evening, Mira returned home earlier than usual. She found Adam fixing a loose cabinet door. He worked patiently, measuring and adjusting. Mira watched him quietly. She often wondered why such a capable man chose such a quiet life. She never asked directly because she respected his silence. Over dinner, Mira shared how people at work were acting differently. Adam listened without interrupting. He told her not to worry. He said people change when they feel surprised. Mira asked him gently if there was anything she should know. Adam paused for a moment before answering. He said everyone carried a past. Some chose to leave it behind. He said the present mattered more. Mira nodded slowly. She trusted him completely. She believed love did not require full answers. Adam looked relieved when she did not push further. The next week, investors arrived earlier than expected. The building filled with unfamiliar faces. Clara was tense and sharp. She wanted control over every detail. She ordered a full security drill. Everyone complained, but no one argued. Adam took his position near the main entrance. During the drill, an unexpected alarm triggered. Confusion spread quickly. Some guards froze, unsure of procedure. Adam reacted instantly. He guided the flow of people, secured key areas, and signaled the right responses. His actions were smooth and precise. Observers noticed the difference immediately. One investor whispered to Clara, asking about the guard near the entrance. Clara stiffened. She answered briefly and changed the subject. Her pride felt challenged. She did not like being surprised by someone she had dismissed. The thought stayed with her long after the drill ended. Later that day, Clara called Adam into her office. The room felt cold and formal. Adam stood calmly in front of her desk. Clara asked about his training. Adam answered carefully. He said he learned discipline from experience. He avoided details. His tone remained respectful. Clara pressed further, asking about the gaps in his work history. Adam met her eyes without fear. He said those years were personal. He said he chose a quiet life for a reason. Clara leaned back, studying him. She felt frustration and interest at the same time. She dismissed him without comment. Adam returned to his post without looking back. Clara stared at the closed door. She was not used to unanswered questions. The man did not fear her authority. That unsettled her more than anything else. At home, Adam felt the weight growing heavier. He sensed the past moving closer. That night, he barely slept. Memories surfaced slowly. Training grounds, strict voices, long nights of focus. He had walked away from that life with purpose. He hoped it would stay buried. Mira noticed his restlessness the next morning. She asked if he was unwell. Adam smiled and said he was fine. Mira believed him, but worry stayed in her heart. She felt something shifting around them. She did not know why, but change felt near. At work, Clara requested an external security review. She justified it as standard procedure. In truth, she wanted answers. When the review team arrived, one older man froze when he saw Adam. His eyes widened slightly. He said nothing but watched closely. During lunch, the reviewer quietly asked Clara about Adam. He said the guard's movement style looked familiar. Clara felt her heart beat faster. She asked what he meant. The man hesitated before answering. He said some skills never disappear. That evening, Clara sat alone in her office again. She reviewed every report and note. Her confidence cracked slowly. The guard she mocked no longer fit her assumptions. She realized how easily she judged others. The thought disturbed her deeply. Meanwhile, Mira prepared for an important presentation. She felt pressure from all sides. She wished for peace at home. Adam encouraged her gently. He told her to focus on her goals. He promised he would always stand beside her, no matter what surfaced. As days passed, whispers grew louder. Some employees speculated about Adam. Others defended him. Mira heard pieces but avoided confrontation. She trusted Adam more than gossip. Still, her heart felt heavy. She sensed a truth waiting to be revealed. One night, Adam stood by the window again. The city lights looked distant. He held a small item in his hand, something from long ago. He closed his fist around it tightly. He knew the past could not stay hidden forever. And in a different building, Clara stared at a name written on a separate confidential page. The truth was closer now. She had no idea how deeply it would change her view of power, respect, and worth. The truth arrived quietly on a calm morning. Clara sat in her office holding a sealed report. Her hands felt heavier than usual. She opened the file slowly and began reading each line with care. The details were clear and verified. Adam was not just a guard. He had once served in a highly trained National Protection Unit. The report explained his years of service, discipline, and leadership. It spoke of difficult missions and strong responsibility. It mentioned awards that were never publicly shared. It also stated that Adam chose to leave that life by choice. He wanted peace and a normal family. Clara leaned back, breathing slowly, feeling ashamed of her earlier judgment. For the first time in years, Clara felt small. She remembered her words and looks toward Adam. She remembered how she laughed and dismissed him. Her belief in visible success now felt shallow. She realized power did not always need a title. Respect did not require noise. Strength could be quiet. That same day, the company faced a serious threat. An unexpected safety breach caused panic among staff and visitors. Confusion spread quickly through the building. Clara froze, unsure of the right move. Before fear could grow, Adam stepped forward. His voice was calm and clear. People followed him without question. Adam guided everyone with precision and control. He secured exits and protected key areas. His presence brought calm to chaos. The situation resolved safely and quickly. No one was harmed. The building returned to order. This time, everyone saw clearly who he was. Clara stood watching from a distance. Her eyes filled with emotion she had never allowed before. She walked toward Adam once everything settled. In front of staff and investors, she stopped him. Her voice was steady but humble. She thanked him openly and sincerely. She admitted her mistake without excuses. She said she judged him unfairly. She acknowledged his strength and character. The room grew silent as people listened. Adam nodded politely and said nothing more. His silence carried dignity. Mira watched from the side with pride and emotion. Later that evening, Clara asked to speak with Mira privately. She apologized to her as well. She said Mira's strength came from wisdom, not position. She said choosing love over pride was true success. Mira accepted the apology with grace. She felt a weight lift from her heart. At home, Adam finally chose to speak. He told Mira about his past in simple words. He explained why he left that life behind. He wanted safety, family, and peace. Mira listened quietly, holding his hand. Her respect for him grew even deeper. She told him she loved him not for who he was before, but for who he chose to be. Adam smiled softly, relieved and grateful. He no longer needed to hide. The past had surfaced, but it no longer controlled him. The truth set him free. In the following weeks, life slowly returned to normal. Adam continued his work with the same calm nature. He did not seek attention or praise. People treated him differently now, with respect and care. He accepted it quietly. Mira continued her career with renewed confidence. Clara also changed. She listened more and judged less. She learned that success could wear simple clothes. She learned leadership meant humility. The company culture shifted slowly but clearly. Respect replaced arrogance. True value became visible in actions, not titles. One morning, as Adam walked Mira to the gate, Clara watched from above. This time, she smiled gently. She no longer saw a guard and an employee. She saw partnership, strength, and balance. She finally understood what she once mocked. Adam stopped at the gate as always. Mira waved and turned toward the building. Adam watched her walk forward with pride. The city moved around them, unaware of the journey behind that simple moment. Some lives were powerful without being loud. Some heroes chose silence. Life did not change suddenly, but it changed deeply. The company building looked the same from outside. Inside, however, something new had taken root. People spoke with more care and listened with more patience. Respect was no longer based only on position. Actions now mattered more than titles. This quiet shift affected everyone. Mira felt the difference every day at work. Meetings felt calmer and more balanced. Her ideas were valued without hidden judgment. She no longer sensed whispers following her steps. Her confidence grew naturally. She carried herself with ease, knowing her life choices were no longer questioned. Adam continued his work without asking for recognition. He arrived on time and stayed focused. He watched people, doors, and details with the same calm discipline. He did not change his habits or behavior. He believed purpose did not need applause. That belief guided him daily. Some employees tried to start conversations with Adam. They asked about his experience and past work. Adam answered simply and politely. He shared little and kept boundaries clear. He did not want admiration. He only wanted honesty and peace. People slowly learned to respect that. Clara changed more than anyone expected. She observed her own behavior closely. She noticed how quickly she once judged others. That realization stayed with her. She began mentoring younger staff differently. She spoke less and listened more. Her leadership softened without losing strength. One afternoon, Clara invited Adam and Mira to her office. The meeting felt different from before. There was no cold tone or sharp edge. Clara thanked Adam again for his service. She also thanked Mira for her professionalism and patience. The words were genuine and thoughtful. Clara offered Adam a higher position in the company security team. The role came with authority and recognition. Adam listened carefully without reacting quickly. He thanked her for the offer. He said he would think about it. His answer surprised Clara. At home, Adam discussed the offer with Mira. He shared his doubts honestly. He said leadership often came with pressure and noise. Mira listened with understanding. She told him his choice mattered more than status. She supported whatever he decided. Adam spent the night thinking quietly. He stood by the window as he often did. He thought about his past and present. He remembered why he left his old life behind. He wanted balance, not control. He wanted to protect without commanding. The next day, Adam declined the offer respectfully. He said he was happy where he was. Clara accepted his decision without offense. She realized true strength was choosing peace. That lesson stayed with her. She respected Adam even more for his choice. Mira felt proud of Adam's decision. She admired his clarity and self-control. Their bond grew stronger through honesty. They supported each other without needing approval. Their life felt complete in its simplicity. That balance brought quiet happiness. Weeks passed, and the company continued to grow steadily. Investors noticed the healthy work culture. Productivity improved naturally. Employees felt safer and valued. Clara's leadership gained new respect. The change started with one overlooked man and spread silently. Outside of work, Mira and Adam enjoyed small moments. Morning walks, shared meals, and quiet evenings mattered most. They did not chase luxury. They built comfort through trust. Their home felt warm and secure. Peace became their greatest reward. One evening, Mira asked Adam if he ever regretted leaving his past behind. Adam smiled gently and said no. He said every chapter had its purpose. He said choosing a quiet life was his bravest decision. Mira held his hand tightly. Adam no longer felt the need to hide. His past was no longer a burden. It was simply a part of his journey. He understood that true identity came from values, not roles. That realization brought him freedom. Clara sometimes watched Adam from her office window. This time, she saw him clearly. Not as a guard, not as a former protector, but as a complete man. She reflected on how wrong she had been. That reflection made her wiser. One morning, as always, Adam walked Mira to the gate. The city moved around them with noise and rush. Their moment remained calm and steady. Mira waved and entered the building. Adam watched her with pride and love. He turned and walked back to his post with quiet confidence. His steps were firm but unhurried. He knew exactly who he was. He did not need the world to define him. His life was full in ways few understood. And so, the man once looked down upon remained where he chose to be. Not because he lacked ability, but because he understood value. In that understanding, he found true success.